And yet again, the hype train beats me here. Goodness. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another evening stream. And how are we night owls doing? Or morning owls? Morning birds? Whatever those birds are that get the worm in the morning. You know the ones. How are you all doing? Oh, goodness. Lots of chat. And lots of people resubscribing, which, thank you all. I'm gonna try doing that thing I did again last time where I actually read people's stuff at the end. Because especially during these opening minutes, there's so many people resubscribing. Which I appreciate immensely. Thank you all for being here. Is Dan Prime going to be the only streamer I watch that's not going to play Slay the Princess on stream? I understand if so, since its brand of graphic horror is outside of the usual wheelhouse for sure, but I still want to see Dan's reactions to it. I do like Abby Howard. She was the kind of like lead artist on that one, yeah? I haven't looked into it, though. Which is not surprising. I got like 50 games I need to look into just kind of permanently. Always a huge... Not even just a backlog, almost like a front log. I've got a backlog of games that I want to get to play for fun, and then there's a lot of games that I need to investigate initially. Have I tried Sky Children of the Light yet? I have not. Stanley Parable crossed with Magnus Archives. Interesting. Yeah, it does sound like... I'll have to look into it further, because, like you said, sort of like graphic, scary stuff. Generally not our channel's vibe, but 'tis the season and all that. I'm playing Harvest Moon Magical Melody while I enjoy the stream. Turns out my battle station and desk are at just the right distance for my Wii to be at the range limit for my Wavebird GameCube controller. You've designed your space correctly, sounds like. But welcome all of you. Thank you, Gracious, thank you for the hype train. And all of the subs and resubs. And gifted subs. Every variety of sub that's just sort of happening right now. It's a lot of you. I really appreciate it. I guess this is what happens when you only stream like once or twice a month and only gives people so many chances to like show up and remember. It's like, oh yeah, let me do the subscription thing. I'm sorry it's not more often. I've been trying to let myself chill when I just do not have the energy for it. Just been more busy and tired. I do miss doing it though. It's really fun to do. You just kind of need the energy for it, right? Nah. I would love to someday be in a position where I can... Hey, Zod. There's just so much... There's only so much time left to do the remaining 2017 games, 2017 games of 2023. Yeah, no, there's a lot of them. I do need to still investigate. The list of games is coming together. What was I saying before? Right, I do want to be doing the streams more often someday when time allows. But time does not allow these days. And yeah, 2023 has just been hit after hit, games-wise. Incredible crop of games, large and small. Dauntingly so. Now, last time we did a stream where we were just dipping into a whole bunch of new releases. Just kind of checking the... Well, hello. Centiper and friends, welcome. It's a raid. I got scared by my own raid alert sound. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're just getting started here. I haven't even decided what to do yet.
Nah.
What were y'all up to? Oh, Sky's from the creator of Journey. That's why that title sounded familiar. Yeah, what were y'all up to over there? Playing Buddy Simulator. Oh, I'm not familiar with this one. Quick Googling. Buddy Simulator. Ooh. I have not encountered this one yet. I'll have to have a look at it later. But yeah, welcome everybody. I'm Dan, if you're new here. I make a lot of stuff on the internet, have for a long time. Extra Credits, New Frame, Plus, Playframe. Right now we're just hanging out, because I also have a full-time job and I don't stream tons because I'm tired. You understand. But yeah, I'm a professional animator in the game industry. I've worked at places like Pixar before. I've animated at a variety of places. Some of the games have even come out. But yeah, we're just hanging out here, and we need to figure out what game we're going to be playing too. Since things are tired, I figured, you know what, we'll either try a thing out or settle into something that I've just been playing and just kind of hang out. So I'm thinking we'll do a vote poll in a minute here. And so many people subscribing and resubscribing and gift sub, and I really appreciate it. Thank you all. I'm thinking I'm going to give you all like 3 options. We'll do a poll. Most of these are games that I have dipped into before or am in the process of playing, either for like study or for fun. And I'll let you choose. So, before I do, actually, I'll answer this question. How is the Final Fantasy V animation analysis video progressing? Well, it's good. I think I should be able to have that one done in the next few weeks, I hope. I have done literally everything but the actual edit of the video, finally. Like, the script is done, it is recorded, it is in, all the footage is recorded and processed and sorted and ready to go. All of the sprites, the hundreds of sprites in that game are finally processed and in and ready to go. Like, I've done everything, it's ready to go, and I'm like, when you've done this much prep work on a video before actually getting into the edit tends to actually go pretty fast. So I am excited to get into that and get it made, because boy, I need to hurry, because then I need to start working on the best of 2023 game animation video before the 2023 ends. But yeah, video's going well. I think it shall be good, and I'm excited to finish that one, make a few videos that aren't Final Fantasy for a bit, and then be capturing footage for Final Fantasy VI as I do. And then after that, we're out of the sprite era. Much to look forward to. But right, so the games that we're going to be choosing between for our little hangout here. One option, one of the newer games that came out, is the latest Sonic Superstars, which I have played. I've even recorded like a one-off episode of for Playframe one of these weeks. And it's actually quite good. And I suspect I need to make at least some small Sonic video, like animation video about it later. So playing through more of it seems like something to do. So that's one option. I don't entirely know what to do with the feeling of playing a Sonic game and actually enjoying it. It's a new experience for me. And it is actually really good. But that's one option. So, option 2. I've dipped into this one a little bit before to check its animation and to see if it was something like for the channel or whatever else. And I don't really know for sure if it is, but I have gotten lots of folks asking me to play it or wanting me to play it, and I do think I need to get some further into it and explore it some more. Lies of P, which has been out for a strangely, that's the one Sonic votes for. Yeah, that's one option that we can that we can dive into a bit, examine the animation in that, kind of try it out. And that one is, I guess, more seasonal of the three, that's the closest thing to a Halloween game, right? And the other option, the more just sort of like mellow, chill option, is just settle into some Tears of the Kingdom, which I've been slowly chipping away at ever since it came out, and will probably still be chipping away at like a year from now. But just casually exploring and playing and finding stuff in that and hanging out. That's option 3. I almost considered putting Hollow Cure in here, but we stream a lot of Hollow Cure, and I know we will again. So I figured, let's mix it up. Give some other things a chance. So I will create a poll, and maybe we'll make this one last like several minutes so folks can have a chance to get in on it. Let me get this poll created. Option 1, Sonic Superstars. Option 2, Lies of P. Option 3, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's too many characters for a poll entry. How about Zelda TOTK? Perfect. I will allow multiple votes on this one, and it will last, I don't know, 5 minutes, let's say. Actually, I won't allow additional votes because last time that happened, things got out of hand. I just remembered folks who were sitting on a mountain of votes skewed the results a little bit. So, okay. Poll begin. You have 5 minutes. Make your choice and then just hang out, I guess. Well, yes, Ian, you say you won't sabotage it now. Is it better or worse that last time a poll was sabotaged, it was a mod? I can't decide. The answer is yes. Super curious to see what gets chosen. I'm guessing one of the first two is going to win out, given they are newer things we've not streamed before. I don't know. Kind of depends on what y'all are in the mood for, I guess. Slay the Princess also has Nicole as the voice of the princess. I didn't know that. Yay, Nicole. And also, like, good fit. Having not played the game, just if I try to picture Nicole's voice and Abby Howard vibe, yeah, it feels right. Rad, though. Good for everyone involved. Glad to hear it's getting streamed a lot and everything. Thank you all again for that hype train back there anyway. Like, I appreciate that. Maybe I should get us to we've been starting soon for like 15 minutes now, and I know we will be actually starting soon, but we'll shift to that. For whatever difference that makes. Oh, Dan Jones streamed it last night. Oh, that makes sense. If you're just joining, get on that poll. We're deciding what to play. Sonic, Lies of P, or Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, not a bad idea to stretch and hydrate. Why not? Before we get started. You got about 2 minutes left. Get in them votes. You are all much too kind with all these subs and resubs. And gifted subs. It's sounding like, I'm not looking at the results yet. Sounds like Liza P is maybe holding a bit of a comfy lead. Have I played Lies yet, or would this be from the beginning? I've played about an hour. We'll start a new one from the beginning, though, because that's, I mean, I could use the refresher. It's been a little bit since I played that hour of it. Not much time left. Everyone just wants to watch the Souls-like. Hey, I get it. My whole Let's Playing thing kicked off with Souls-likes. They are fun. And I don't expect it'll show up on Playframe as anything more than a one-off. Probably. I mean, I may be wrong. I may change my mind on that, but... Oh, here's an interesting question. Last few seconds on that vote. Let's see. I plan to play through the original Final Fantasy to study it from a narrative perspective. Any advice on how to play a game for academic purposes, such as workflow, note-taking method, etc.? Okay, Liza P won handily. And there's our winner. I'll start getting that set up while I think about the answer to this question. That's a neat one. So thinking, coming at it from a narrative perspective, that if I were doing that, I guess it depends on how you want to approach it, especially with something like Final Fantasy Original, which came out on the Famicom/NES and is, in its original form, very bare bones narratively. Like, any releases you play now, Pixel Remaster, GBA Remake, PSP Remake, a lot of those have more text, more story scenes, more narrative tissue in there to dig into, right? If you're just going straight into, like, the original form, which is sort of like the version of the game that originally dropped, right? As opposed to one that has been fleshed out further. And that's an interesting one to dig into narratively because of how just sparse that narrative is. And how much it tries to do despite being so sparse. Definitely regular note-taking. I think, like, taking some upfront, in terms of, like, process, I think taking some upfront notes about your sort of broader assumptions going in and kind of observations based on what you know of it. Then taking further notes as you play and are just having thoughts about it. Worthwhile. Afterwards, I think another worthwhile endeavor when studying stuff like this, especially with older games, is to try to learn as much as you can about the creation of the thing. There's going to be only so many resources on that. But even just a simple, like, wiki dive on, like, the development of the game and such. I don't know if it's more worthwhile to do that before or after. Guess that's kind of down to you and how you prefer to handle things with your process and how much you like to be taking notes from a position of not knowing the bigger picture and the authorial intent, so to speak. But yeah, definitely advise doing that afterward because it can certainly impact your kind of like overall impressions and assessment of the results. But yeah, that's an interesting project to take on. Is this for like for fun, for a or for like a video or a paper you're doing? Is it a school thing? This is very relevant to my sort of interests, given just how much study of old Final Fantasy games I've been doing the last few years. For a different, like, purpose, studying different things, but, you know. Game's loading up, by the way. Shaders are compiling as we speak. Oh, you're excited for Dave the Diver on Switch tomorrow. Oh, nice. Didn't realize that port was happening tomorrow. Okay, let's see here. Let's shift on over. And here we are. You are all too kind. What game you said press any button? Why are you not responding to my buttons? There we go. Okay. Cool. You know, I don't remember if I left... there we go. Usually I turn subtitle display off when I'm recording something for footage reasons. Get some nice clean game footage and all that. But for streaming or Let's Playing. Seems like it'll make it easier for some folks. Let's just start a new game. Again, I didn't get very far. By the way, I've been doing some digital animation recently. My thoughts have largely been, this is cool, but also, how in God's name do people do this as a career? Maya scares me. The secret is, the problem is you're going to have to, like, actually kind of go in and learn to come to this realization. Animators use, like, 5% of Maya. So you don't actually have to know a lot of it. Maya scares me, too. If I had to actually learn all of Maya and do everything that Maya can do, oh, that's terrifying. No. Animators use so few tools within it, because there's so few of the tools. Like, Maya is a package for 3D creation in general, right? Modeling, like rendering, shading, texturing, animating, rigging, just all kinds of stuff. I only care about one of those things, for the most part, so I don't need most of the tools. But it is intimidating. It's a big, hulking monstrosity of a thing. In Pixar's case, they have their own animation tools that plug into Maya sideways. Yeah, no, Pixar has their own proprietary animation software. Like, Maya is used for, like, modeling and such, but the animators are working within a different program entirely. Which is very unusual to use. It's got a learning curve it takes getting used to, but it kind of, like, leads you to a different animation process that I actually kind of liked. There's aspects of that I miss. And granted, when I was experiencing it, it was like a decade ago. Who knows how good those tools are now? Probably a lot better. Dan, I can't blame you for me playing Final Fantasy XI right now, but I can't help but think all that Eureka-ing pushed me toward it again. Yeah, no, like, I'll take partial blame, but Final Fantasy XI takes so much work to get installed and logged onto and set up with again that there's no way I could possibly have created all that momentum on my own. A significant percentage of that is on you. Sorry you're stuck in again, though. My sympathies. Anyway, let's play Liza P. New game. Am I going to have to play 11 when the Final Fantasy XIV Alliance raid collab comes around? Absolutely not. No. If anything, thank goodness that raid is happening. Now more people can experience 11 without playing 11.
Can you hear me? Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
And here we go. I am sort of the opinion that, like, having played a little bit of this game, I think it's cool that this game opens with, like, a special thanks to the author of Pinocchio. Like, crediting them for, like, the influence and for this whole setting.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
I kind of feel like they might as well have gone ahead and also given a shout out to FromSoft at the start there, given how very extensively and pretty flagrantly they borrow. Not like that's inherently a bad thing. This game is borrowing extensively from FromSoft's catalog and kind of like remixing it with like a different setting and coat of paint. And given how obvious that influence is, honestly, I think it would have been just cool for them to just straight up acknowledge it, get out ahead of it, and just sort of say, like, hey, thanks to, like, shout out to FromSoft. We love your games. You've like inspired us to make this.
Jimmy already starts soon.
I see they got Jiminy too. But we have to hurry.
It's Jiminy.
My name is Sophia. Please come to Hotel Krot, and I'll explain
Hey.
what's happening.
It's Vera,
Jiminy, please escort
whose
me
name
to
I've
the
said
hotel.
wrong probably. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. It's Liza P, and we got a belt. Hi. Hello, I'm Dan. What were y'all up to before you got here? Yeah, thanks for the raid. Thanks for joining. We're just kind of getting started, playing a little bit of Liza P and hanging out and examining the animation and whatnot. And I'm getting easily distracted. Is there an option to make the subtitles bigger? Possibly. Let's see. Let's all find out together, actually. As soon as I'm done learning about belts. Okay, got it. Let's see if I can make those subtitles bigger. Possibly. Not promising. Nope. I think on and off is as good as we can hope for.
Let's get you out of there. Find something that might help.
Yeah, sorry about the tiny subtitle size. I can maybe turn the game volume up, though. Maybe that'll help a bit. And then as soon as we get pounced by something big, y'all will be deafened. Maybe I can... Here, let's bump voice volume up higher a little bit. And everything else relatively down lower. And that will hopefully help a little bit to make up the difference. This is close to audio settings I usually have for all of FromSoft's games, too, when I do, like, playthroughs of them on the channel. It takes that much work to bring the voice levels up above everything else to where they're distinguishable. Or easily distinguishable, rather.
But the streets are not safe. Arm yourself with one of the weapons over there. It'll be helpful on your way to the hotel.
All right, we are choosing our initial loadout. Path of the Cricket, balance. Path of the Bastard, dexterity. Path of the... I almost forgot you guys could make sound effects. That threw me for a second. Not a sound / voice I would expect to hear in this scenario. Liza P is very much not Bloodborne, but it's definitely definitely the closest we're likely ever going to get a Bloodborne PC port. I think eventually a Bloodborne PC port will happen, but it is also very clearly inspired by Bloodborne with Sekiro mixed in and a little bit of Souls dusted on top. Bloodborne mostly, though. So this is essentially like kind of choosing your starting class. Balanced combat style with both power and speed. Quick, nimble combat style for striking weak spots, or heavy. It'll start balanced, because I think we can get options for other weapons before too long.
Destination Hotel Quad. Recommend escaping from this location.
And we're getting started. At Kratz Central Station. So we've got... Click the right stick for locking on or off. A lot of our enemies are the automatons. Same attack controls, generally. That was like... There's our light attack. There's our kind of heavy or special one. You could charge it. Hello. Our shirt is a mess. I just realized the stream is still labeled as just chatting. That's not an accurate descriptor of what is currently going on. Let me see if I can fix this. Hang on. Okay, I fixed it. Shiny. Obtain sawtooth wheel. I should probably look and see what my actual inventory is looking like. On the upper belt, we've got a pulse cell. Restores HP. You use a pulse cell to recover HP. There's a maximum number of times it can be used, which I want to say is 3. Well, 0 right now, but later I want to say 3 might be the max. Oh, we'll find out. Grinder repairs weapon durability. All right. Weapon durability decreases each time you attack. Monad's lamp increases brightness upon use. So a lantern. And last resort, immediate character death upon use. So kind of like the dark sign or whatever else, whatever any given FromSoft game calls it. And we got, oh, these are throwing objects. Okay. A cog wheel that's like a throwing knife. Nice. And the maximum number of pulse cell charges has increased. So now we've got heals. If you attack enemies while the cell is discharged, pulse cell will gradually... Maybe this is a different thing. Hang on. Use a pulse cell to recover HP. There's a maximum number of times pulse cells can be used. When you reach the maximum, the cell will be discharged. If you attack enemies while the cell is discharged, pulse cell will be gradually charged. I feel like I've not 100% wrapped my head around all of that, but I'll get it soon enough. Hello. Get out of here. You've messed up my shirt. Dim Ergo Fragment. Which is... Okay, this is like a usable soul item. All right. Oh, so when I have 0 flasks left, attacking enemies will slowly fill up like 1 flask of it. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, that part had not clicked with me yet. But I like that. That's a nice little touch. I feel like I've already gone on a similar ramble in a... like a Demon Souls with, like co-op with Dan Jones episode that's not aired yet. So apologies if I'm... if I'm repeating my future self. But, I feel like there's lots of games that have been influenced by FromSoft's Souls-likes in general. And many of those games, when they come out, have kind of some sort of twist or addition or something unique that whatever given studio is bringing to the table. This is one that feels like it brings a bit less of its own new ideas. It basically is just mixing and matching ideas from different Souls-likes. Like I mentioned, it's Bloodborne crossed with Sekiro because there's some Sekiro in there too. And I guess kind of the new thing is the Pinocchio like premise type thing, which is fine. But I kind of do wish that there were, and maybe some more of the like interesting additions they make emerge as you get further in. That is entirely possible. Anyway, guarding, right. It'll consume stamina. While you have guard regain, you can attack enemies to recover HP. Which is kind of like, that's a neat little slight tweak on how they handle how you recover HP by attacking enemies in Bloodborne, right? For that one, it's anytime you take hits, you got a little bit of time where you can try to hit the enemies to life steal some of that back, right? In this one, it's like your guard regain gets drained, and while it's accumulating, you're able to get HP back. I don't know, it's a slight difference to it, right? And here's the Sekiro edition. A guard right before a hit triggers a perfect guard, so a parry, which doesn't consume any stamina at all, and you won't receive any damage. You can use it to destroy an enemy's weapon or put the enemy in staggerable status. It's a neat little mix and match that I think like mechanically works pretty well.
You cannot see in the dark.
Ow.
Switch me on and gently light the way.
No. Fable Catalyst. That is also new. Consumable, made to supplement puppet abilities, rapidly charges Fable, which is, I'm guessing, sort of like our FP, MP equivalent in this one. Boy, as many Souls games as I've played, I should have seen that one coming. Thermite, I'm guessing firebomb equivalent. Yes. Yes. How would a Souls-like shooter work? I think we have some, right? Like Remnant is basically that. And I think there's another IP or two, or like game that or two that came out in the last 5 or so years that's sort of a shooter Souls, yeah? Yeah, Remnant is that. Yeah, yeah. And that one seems to have a lot of fans. Like, we just got a sequel to that one. Oh, I could have done a rear backstab. My bad. Well, still worked out. Yeah, Remnant 2 just came out a few months ago. Sounds like folks have been enjoying that one. Now let's top off. Very Bloodborne healing animation. Not the same animation, just very similar vibe. That's kind of a thing I feel about a lot of the animation in this as well. It is a bit less polished than the gameplay stuff in most FromSoft games. Not that there's a wild amount of polish in theirs either, but it's slightly less so. Like little stuff where like going from a walk to a stop in this is like an immediate snap. See, like he just instantly snaps to the pose, no blend, no nothing. Whereas in Elden Ring or Bloodborne or one of those others, I think they would do a little bit of a slight settle at least. The individual animations look nice, though. The only other thing that I think would cause me to dock a few points on the animation side is that a lot of those are also somewhat derivative. Like, not that I think that they've actually copied or stolen any animations, not at all, but I do look at a lot of the animations in this and I can see frequently which FromSoft game and animation they are borrowing from. This is a slightly modified Sekiro run with a sword. Slightly less sneaky, but same general posture. There's a heavy weapon run cycle stance that is the same as sort of like the big hammer sword thing from Bloodborne. You'll see some of these enemies do kind of like a stagger forward attack where they kind of swing and almost topple themselves over when they do so. That is almost beat for beat exactly like the basic standard Bloodborne baddie attack swing type thing. Again, not the exact same animation, just it's clear to me as an animator which things they've been studying. Which is fine, because we all, like all of us game animators totally do that. We try to hide it, usually as best we can, or we try to borrow from lots of sources so it's not super obvious and it doesn't feel like, and so we like could not be accused of stealing stuff, but it's like that sort of influence and like imitating and drawing from animation, other animations you see in other games that have achieved similar good things before. Like that's the thing we often do, and they are borrowing from very good stuff. Right, doors can be locked. Another one of those. Let's open a door. There we go. You look bigger and mean. Use Legion arm. Okay. I do sort of have the Sekiro prosthetic arm too. I didn't do as much as I'd hoped. Okay, right trigger for a charge attack. While you're attacking, a white outline will appear around the enemy's HP bar. When that happens, you can make the enemy staggered with a charge attack or with Fable Arts. Okay. Let's try to do that. I think I need to actually like charge the attack to do it though. Let's back up enough to... There we go. Yeah. There we go. Fatal attack. Face a staggered enemy and just do a regular attack. Can be performed on staggered enemies and if successful inflicts heavy damage. There we go. It's really cool, them being like big automata and everything. You can kind of have them just sort of like fall apart and fly everywhere, which is very satisfying. It's a good addition. Where am I going? Looks like a little bit of a dead end. Guess I just opened this back up. I feel like there's got to be something over here, though. Something obvious that I am missing. Wait. I guess it's just back to the same room, right? That's where we came in. I thought. Oh, I just got a key, of course. There's a good Soulsy open. I like that he throws his shoulder into it as well, which is not usually what FromSoft protagonists do. They usually do just sort of like the more, what's the word I'm looking for? Symmetrical two-handed, like one hand on each door, push down the center sort of thing. Throwing a shoulder into it is a nice additional little touch. And here's our bonfire, I think. A stargazer. Use it for fully recovering HP and stamina, as well as your pulse cells. You'll be revived at this point in case of death. Remember, this process also revives enemies, not just your character.
This is called a stargazer. A marvelous device the Stalkers used in the past.
Puppet threshold exceeds danger estimates. Please reduce puppet numbers or reset danger parameters.
As we are not strong enough to beat the puppets. But if I lend my power to this stargazer for a moment. Gather ergo, clever one. This stargazer will make you stronger. But the stargazer's strength doesn't last forever, so be careful with it. Hurry up and come to Hotel Krat.
Can we level up? We can. Problem is, I don't know what a lot of these mean. Like, I can make guesses. Vitality, health. And it does sort of like say what the abilities are getting boosted by some of these over to the side. Problem is, further, I don't know what all those are. HP and stamina, with you so far. Legion and weight. Vitality's probably a safe bet, though. Vigor as well. Motivity seems to bump physical attack. Well, so does technique. So I'm guessing strength and dexterity. Capacity is, I guess, more the like equip load one. And advance. Magic? I don't know. We'll find out. Also got storage, which I don't think I need right now, so we're good. Let us proceed. We got dogs. Robo dogs. A lot of robo dogs, actually. Shocking number of robo dogs. Yeah, like that swing stagger. Like, if you played a lot of Bloodborne, that looks very familiar. The way they nearly topple themselves over. There, that move right there. Ooh, I got a newspaper. I was too slow to hit the button to bring it up. I won't stop for all these, but why not? Let's read the news, if I can find it. Defense parts. Let's not get into the self-customization yet. Here we go. The Krat Times, issue 183. The Krat Grand Exhibition has been delayed. This decision was made to protect the citizens until the puppet frenzy that has recently paralyzed the city is under control. Ah, there we go. The occurrence began on Rosa Isabel Street, resulting in hundreds of casualties. While the cause is still unknown, the number of casualties and the scale of damage are both growing. As the crisis dragged on, the workshop and Venini Company. Would that G be silent, or would it make things like more the following N more of a N? Like, for Italian. No, wait. Yeah, for like an Italian set thing. I don't know. Krat's largest puppet factory announced that they would offer emergency supplies to citizens. Blah. I cannot read tonight. Emergency supplies to citizens and do everything they could to alleviate the situation. Seems to have not gone great overall. I'm starting to think they're not going to fix it. So, available routes. We got forward this way. Let's go this way. As far as to let us... That sound... My own alert sounds are definitely surprising me. A lot more tonight. Maybe just because it's a Souls-like game that I'm paying extra close attention to. You can use a throwing object for a long-range attack. That's true. Hello. Ooh, here's a route. Maybe. Maybe not. Might have to hit that from the other side. Hello. Are there drop attacks? Let's find out. Oh, or... Okay. I was gonna try drop attacks, guys. I too like how they explode when you get like a backstab or a critical hit of some sort. Satisfying. Hey, dog. It is also a good-looking game. In terms of, like, aesthetic, shader work, all that stuff. Really nice. Oh, a Fury attack. Some enemies become red and use a strong attack called a Fury attack. You cannot dodge or guard Fury attacks, but you can counter with a perfect guard. I've heard tell that learning to perfect guard is increasingly a skill you need in this, which is very Sekiro. Ow. I'm not very good at it yet. Get out of here. Anything back here?
Hotel Quad. Optimal location for observing the destination.
Oh, a note about Fury attacks. You can dodge away. You just can't dodge roll through them. That's good to know. Iframes won't help you, but not being anywhere close by will. Hey, come on, man. So yeah, I'm out of healing items, but attacking enemies is giving me one more. I like that a lot. Frankly, Bloodborne could have used that. Bloodborne also shouldn't have allowed you to actually run out of blood vials. But that's neither here nor there. Get out of here. All right, got another heal. Hooray. I think this shirt is pretty much done for. I don't know if there's any number of times we can throw this in the wash. Well, I say that, but the rain's done a pretty good job. Yeah. Let's see here. That circus sort of seems like a destination. Let's check this direction first. You know, their choice to have enemies be automatons and puppets and whatnot also sort of provides an even nicer in-world justification for ragdoll physics causing them to just sort of like flop around in weird, awkward sort of ways. It feels less like a goofy... it feels less like goofy ragdoll physics when it's a automaton type thing than when it's like a, in theory, human or organic thing falling on the ground. Hey, I was gonna say, could I have this? Rude. All right. Let's get strength and more vitality because we'll need it probably. And you seem nice.
Hello there. Welcome to Krat, visitor. I didn't think there were any stalkers left to fight the puppets. You didn't hear? Figures. The whole organization fell apart. All that's left are wannabes and amateurs who think they can fight on their own. You ought to buy something while you're at the festival. You can't rely on yourself alone. Out here alone? You could use some help. Here's a festival gift for you. Now get yourself something useful.
I might. Let's see. We got throwing cells, large output battery that can be thrown, inflicts electric blitz damage at the area of impact. Okay. After the puppet frenzy, people began to fashion weapons of resistance in their desperation. Many throwable weapons were manufactured, and these exhibited excellent results against their marching enemies. Electric blitz abrasive. Basically, yeah, okay, so that's to charge your weapon with electric. And, ooh, we can get a different weapon type now. So I think this is what we have currently. The Puppet's Saber Blade. The Wintry Rapier's Blade would, I think, be sort of like the light attack. And the Great Sword seems like the heavy. And I am intrigued. Let's try. Okay. Let's equip. There we go. Here comes a terrific puppet that will... Here, let's just pull it up. Here comes a terrific puppet that will enliven the parade. Introducing Parade Master, a remarkable parade puppet model from the workshop to celebrate the grand exhibition. Hello there, I'm the Parade Master. I like singing and marching with people. We're definitely going to be fighting that. You know what? While we're standing in a safe spot, I could use a little bit more water. Everyone take a quick, like, 3-minute drink, or snack break. It's the perfect time, too. And enjoy the chill vibes for a second. Just sit tight. I'm gonna go get some more water. Be right back. Okay. I return. I returned and I have hydrated. Did you miss the stream? No. We're still here. In fact, we're resuming. We were just like grabbing water and stuff. But now we're ready to try out our new larger sword. Open. That's one way to do it. Have we fought a boss yet? Funny you should ask, Eric the Orange. It's the Parade Master. Okay. Okay. Ow. Ow. It had some hits. Yipes. That missed entirely. Total whiff. Yipes. Okay. Alright. Big charged hit. No, no. Go, boy. Don't be standing there. Whiff. I should figure out what my left arm does at some point. Oh boy. Kaboom! Okay. Okay. Mixing it up now. Okay, you have a... got a weapon now. Ow. 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 It's going a little less good now that he also has a weapon. Oh, you attack when you get up now. That's the worst. Ow. Meant to dodge that one. Ow. Oh, you're staggerable. So am I, it turns out. Heavy attack. There we go. Okay, let's top off while we can. Okay. Hey, I thought I'd dodge that one. In my opinion. Ah. Solid first attempt. I don't feel like I can clearly tell when I've perfect blocked, like, parried or not. If you die in a boss battle, Death Ergo is created at the entrance of the boss area. Oh, that's nice. What does, like, my Legion arm do? I feel like it doesn't do anything right now. Maybe it will later. Throws forward strong punches. Yeah, I think it's just not doing a whole lot yet. Use Blade Fable Arts. While guarding, use... Oh, okay, that's a thing I've not been doing. Weapons have distinct blades and handles that each have their own Fable Art. Fable Arts use up Fable slots, and different Fable Arts use a different number of slots. Charge Fable slots by attacking enemies with weapons. let's look into that. That probably would have made a difference. Storm Slash and Concentrate versus Link Slash and Absolute Defense. Okay. So yeah, like with... Okay, yeah. So I've got like a fancy combo if I just do sort of like my Y attacks with this big sword. Or I can block and use Y to do like an absolute defense type thing. And they have different costs. Neat. Okay, I need to use that this time. Take two. Ow. You missed. And so did I. Just get out of range of that. Ah, too early. Big hits. There you go. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now we're coming up on phase 2. Ow. Ah, that's right. It's got a follow-up now. Ah, come on. I thought my timing was pretty good with that block. Yeah. Ouch. Trying to go for a big hit. There we go, and now you're done. We wins. Quartz, a special kind of ergo with different color. It's a boss soul. Okay. Forward. I agree. The rain washing away the oil and everything else that gets on the shirt is a neat effect. I like that.
One more thing I should mention. The hotel's security excludes puppets like you. So you'll have to lie to get inside.
Oh no.
You're a special puppet after all.
I don't look very puppety. It's kind of just the one arm, and I feel like I've got enough skin, bones, and blood and whatnot to tell at least one lie or two in a pinch. I mean, more than the rest of these anyway.
Welcome to the sanctuary of the Grand Covenant. Prove your identity. Who are you?
Puppet or human? I feel like there's a correct answer here.
Grand Covenant's fourth law. A puppet cannot lie. Welcome to Hotel Krat.
Your springs are reacting. Where's the lie, though? If I was a puppet, I couldn't have lied. So says the fourth law. I'm a special puppet. I'm apparently so special that I don't count as a puppet anymore. At which point, I think this quote-unquote puppet can have a little lie as a treat. Kind of neat and nice, just getting a upfront history montage. Not like it's giving away everything, but it's basically conveying all you need to know if you're not wanting to dig any further into lore, world building, or whatever. You've got enough information to see what happened here.
I'm so happy to see you. I am Sophia. I've been waiting for you. Searched all over the city of Krat to find you. You must have questions. Geppetto will have answers, but we have to find him first. He was last seen on Elysian Boulevard. All of Krat is dangerous for humans, and that neighborhood is one of the scariest. Please find Geppetto on Elysian Boulevard. I'll explain more once you find him.
You can level up through Sophia using the ergo in your possession, or at Stargazers. You can increase your stats when you level up. I am currently slightly heavy. On account of the big sword, probably. Let's... Ah, okay. So nice. If we increase capacity further, I'm guessing that will influence, like, our iframes, dodge roll, all that stuff. Let's hold off for now in case there's, like,
Look at Gemini.
stuff you can buy.
I think he's in shock.
Jenny is fine.
That's proof you're broken. The real Gemini isn't so calm. I'm no inventor, but perhaps I can fix him. Or perhaps he'll fix himself in time. Wait, take this pocket watch. Krat is a labyrinth of peril right now. This watch will guide you to a safe place. Be careful, clever one.
A pocket watch imbued with mystical power turns back time to when the boy was in peak condition. We've already peaked at this young puppet age. Hello.
I heard about you from Geppetto, but to see you in person... Wow. You should take this. Geppetto left it with me.
Oh. Really is a Shinobi prosthetic, huh? Legion arm is special equipment that is equipped on the left arm. Each Legion arm has its own combat ability, can be modified into all sorts of forms. Modifications can be made using the Venigni craft machine, which, again, I'm sure I'm saying the name wrong. I'll take it, though.
The sound of it alone. That craftsmanship comes only from the hands of Geppetto. You must be something else. A custom arm from Geppetto himself is quite an accessory. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Eugenie from the Workshop Union. I know my way around weapons of all kinds. I'm sure Master Geppetto would agree. If any of your weapons need work, bring them to me.
Will do. I mean, they probably do need work already, but...
I know my way around a weapon. Want me to look at something?
Can you upgrade these things yet? If you have a Moonstone, Eugenie can help you upgrade a weapon's blade. A weapon's attack power will increase when you upgrade the blade. Some blades can only be upgraded with a special Moonstone. Okay. I think I need Hidden Moonstone, which I do not have. Alter the handle. Each handle's property upgrades based on your character's default abilities. You can change this property and grade one time with a handle alteration. However, you can always reset it with a balanced crank. Interesting. So is this like... Huh. Choosing different ways that it can, like, scale?
A Stargazer is a survival device used by the Stalkers. It powers itself by accumulating and absorbing ergo spores in the air. The Stalkers installed Stargazers all across the city. Once they're recovered, we can put them to use.
Alrighty. Well, you seem nice. You seem nice. You. Do you seem nice?
Welcome to Hotel Krat. My name is Polendina, butler to Lady Antonia. Please let me know how I may be of service. At Hotel Krat, comfort and calm walk hand in hand. Welcome to Hotel Krat. How may I be of service?
I don't know yet. Fable Catalysts, Legion Magazine, consumables. Okay. About the Grand Covenant?
The Grand Covenant is a set of absolute commands imprinted on puppets when they are made. First law. All puppets must obey their creator's commands. Second law. A puppet may not harm humans. Third law. A puppet protects and serves humans and the city of Krat. Fourth law. A puppet cannot lie. I've told you about the laws engraved upon every puppet. Do you require anything else?
No. How's that third law shaken out lately? Because having just been outside, it seems like I'm not sure how many of these laws actually work. I mean, I lied to get in, or I think I did. Honestly, it feels more truthful than a lie, and seems like a lot of human harm happening outside. A landmark guide. Hotel Krat is one of the city's creepiest and most mysterious buildings. According to lore, Hotel Krat is an isolated castle built by an aristocrat devoted to a form of occultism after receiving a revelation from a radiant tree. At one point, it was used as a mental institution, and some patients say they saw hallucinations. However, no records remain, as they were all destroyed in a large fire. Above all, being so far underground just compounds the rumors. Some even said it is connected to an unknown hell, but now the rumors have served to establish the charm of Hotel Krat, which has been renovated in the latest style. As the recent rumors of the Grand Exhibition Ghost Hotel spread, more customers are actually looking to stay at the hotel. Especially now that it outside is that.
Unexpected.
Hotel's just looking better and better.
Welcome. We don't insist on reservations. I am Antonia, and this is my hotel. Welcome. Oh, I knew from the moment we met that you're Geppetto's puppet. He might have a few loose screws, but Geppetto's skills are undiminished. It's a shame. He took off for Elysian Boulevard, and he never came back. If he doesn't turn up soon, we'll have to make a new coffin. Oh, I forgot. I was keeping this for him. It comes with a long story, but I think it's better off with you. Please find that old man, and do take care of yourself out there.
Someone's memory and show off clothes. Well, we have a gesture and also clothes. Let's see about it. The uniform of a sophisticated and dignified boarding school. These clothes have been worn before. The uniform of a boarding school famous in Krat, the initial M is engraved on an elegant brooch. Ah, well, look at us, aren't we sharp? No accessories to use, but we do somewhere have use. Looking good. We're ready for school. Or should I show the clothes to her? What do you think?
People have no idea so many secrets are buried in Krat. Thanks for keeping me company. What are you curious about?
I'm curious about lying, hypothetically.
I see you're here. That means you can lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Your lies are a rare ability. You're able to choose your own path, unbound by anything. People on the outside are still afraid of puppets. Lie to protect yourself and find your path.
All right, well, tell me about Geppetto.
I'm an old friend of Geppetto's. His son is like family to me. Make yourself at home. You're always welcome here at the hotel. If you have any questions, ask my butler, Polendina.
I'm assuming just using a gesture in front of you is not going to do a whole lot, but only one way to find out.
It suits you.
Ah,
For a moment there, you looked just like...
hey, what do you know?
Oh, forgive me, I'm rambling. When you get to my age, your memories are like good friends. And just as distracting.
I guess emotes can have utility in FromSoft games too. Usually it's like use this emote here to like trigger something to happen. Usually it's not do this emote in front of this person to get a response. But hey, it's a nice addition. What's this? Oh, big stargazer. Puppet string's the only Legion arm I got, so we'll stick with this one. I appreciate teleporting being an option. Do you have anything else?
I'll use my power to help you. Ergo is the miracle that made Krat prosper. Without Ergo, there would be no automated puppets to make Krat wealthy. When you move, you tap into the power of Ergo within you. Gather more Ergo. It will make you stronger.
All right, well, I'm good. Let's press on. Well, I guess we should check out the upstairs. I don't know if I've really explored up here yet. You need Rosa Isabel Street entrance key. Okay. What about locked? This way it is. Onward. Now lying. That's silly. The load bar is your nose, though, which... amusing. That's a kind of humor / joke that FromSoft would not do, I feel like. Like, FromSoft has a lot of comedy in their games, but that's not the brand of it they would do. They don't really engage in the visual pun. Oop.
Hey, let's be more careful. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I hate these guys. But
Gemini?
don't be alarmed.
Oh,
My name
yes.
is Gemini. We'll talk later, when we're safe.
That seems unsafe. Well, let's go ahead and get those levels since I didn't want to buy any of the other stuff. Oh, we can't level here anymore. Interesting. Talk with Gemini, though.
I'm Gemini, your friendly puppet guide. Or friendly guide puppet? I don't know, one of those. I'm also a friend of Sophia's. Last time I woke up, Sophia was there because she woke me up. But I'm sure there are still other memories in there. Sorry. Must be the shock. Bear with me, and I'll do my best to guide you.
Yeah, the rolling goats in Elden Ring, that's more the FromSoft comedy, like absurdity. An occasional slapstick where you're sort of the butt of the joke. Or just weird, odd enemies. Goblin-y little strange enemy things. Well, let's teleport back to where we can get a level. You can transfer from one stargazer to another. You can only travel to those you've activated. Those in areas with an event will be marked with a hint. Oh. Well, that's nice. Back to Hotel Krat then.
I'll use my power.
Levels, please. Yeah. Well. Yeah, sure. Why not? Invest that now. Okay. We're off. Okay. New place, new chance to make a first impression. Hello. Use Legion Arm. Yeah, I guess I should do that, huh? Now that it's actually going to do something. Well, here, let me sneak up on this one first. Yeah. You there. Get over here. So far, so good. And our new outfit is already a mess. With barely any, well, no rain. No rain to wash it.
Regular rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago. Before the puppet frenzy.
That's gonna be... Nope. No, going that way. Whoop. Dogs. And guys. Ow. Excuse me. Excuse me. I beg your pardon. Huh. That's new. Can be equipped from the menu defense part slots. Huh. Let's see about this. We do have these down here. We got the Workshop Union basic frame. Parts that enhance puppet frames can absorb physical damage. So this is our armor, basically. Old generation converter. Appendage part that increases the attribute resistances of puppets. Interesting. Cartridge prototype. Parts that apply to puppet circulatory systems can enhance resistance to special status ailments. And reduces physical damage. And so, like, you've got different armor component parts. It's interesting. So, like... This will increase our... Well... This will increase our weight quite a bit, but also our physical damage reduction. Interesting. Yeah, the upgrading system for weapons and armor and equipment stuff seems neat and different. Oh, hello. Excuse me. I wonder if I should go back to the smaller sword. Hard to decide. Guess I do like the range on the bigger one. Okay. Ladder. Nice. Hello. You're a little different. Ow. And sturdy. Ah, close. I thought I blocked that one. I guess I was still in the middle of a swing. Alas. Let's try that again. You give me those Ergo Souls back. Whiff. Up we go. Surprise. Hey, I surprised you. No fair. Be more surprised. Okay. Give me this. Ow. You're hitting me a lot. There we go. That's what I like to see. Die. There we go. Nice. Legion magazine. Lots of stuff. They messed up my new outfit again. I just got this clean. Uh-oh. Dogs. No, not dogs, just dudes. Ah, hey. The sword's looking a little rough, actually. Maybe we better use our new well, not new, but use our sharpening tool here, which is pretty cool. It's a fun animation. You mind? Oh boy. Woo. Got the jump on me there. Where does this ladder go? This goes down... Is this the place I've been? Oh. I guess not. It just kind of looks like it. But maybe I can open up a shortcut. Yeah. That's better. You know, I'm going to go ahead and use this healing item I got so I can start charging up the next one. Surprise. Wait a minute. You dare. It's not fair. Your weapon's longer than mine. Stop shocking me. And stop missing. Oh boy. Getting a little messy around here. Oh boy. Got a little greedy. But that's why we have shortcuts. Greed recovery. Where was that other door? Shortcut door was around here. This might be it. Yes. Maybe. Yes. Oh, you got your Dan Hunter Covenant pin today. Fantastic. I really love the designs Dan made for that one and the new Coffee Covenant pins. They're both very, very, very good. Feels like adding those two to the Jingle Covenant pin we already had really feels like everyone's represented now. They're all here. You know, I wonder. I don't know how far the reach on my Legion arm is, but I don't suppose. Ah, not that far, I guess. It was worth a try. Oh no. Ow, that hurt a lot. No. You suck. Oh boy. Not a spot to be. Stop. Throwing terrible things. Consumables are pretty worth using. They haven't given me a lot of them. Maybe I should start thinking about that. So hang on. Okay, so we've got that when we want mood lighting. Sharp pipe can be thrown, so can throwing cells and thermite. Yeah, let's get a throwable down there. And maybe one of these up here to try. I don't know. Come on. Die. Very close quarters. Keep them staggered. Okay. Star fragment. That feels new. Oh, we had one before. A meteor fragment that can be found at different parts of Krat can be used as the cracks calling in front of a boss area to summon a specter. Oh, that can like summon... it's a summon. I don't think Lies of P has multiplayer, or at least not co-op. Maybe it still does have like the ability to summon a different player in or something, but it's an AI summon. Okay. I thought so. Still cool that they've got that represented as an option. Like, this is the sort of game that if it was online and had co-op, like, I may not necessarily want to do a playthrough of this on Playframe as a solo thing, or at least not right now, not with all the other games I've got piling up. But if it had co-op, I could easily see it being the sort that, like, oh, Dan and I will do this totally. What do we got down here? Oh, that's big. Oh, there you are. I figured there must be some enemy nearby. There we go. Okay, let's fix that up. Better. All right. Hang on. My Luis and Charlotte, my treasure. I can't hear anything. I think the streets are already dead. Nothing but silence. I assume that I too will become just another petrified corpse soon. Yeah, it does seem like when my durability's in the red, it starts bouncing. Kind of like in Monster Hunter, actually. Sneak, 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 sneak. Attack. Oh, come on. Oh, headbutts, huh? Ouch. Yipes. Ow. Nope. Top off. There we go. Being able to charge up a health flask when you're out by doing attacks is cool, legitimately. That's a great additional idea. Almost gotcha. There we go. I was a little nervous about that one. Hey. Haven't gotten an amulet before now. Increases max HP. By a tiny amount, I bet. But I'll take it. Hello. Oh, it's the merchant dude again. Guess I should check in with you first.
Why, hello! I didn't know anyone was alive out here. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a burglar. I'm just crashing in an abandoned house for a while. Don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. We survivors need to look out for each other. For your information, I didn't steal this.
I mean, I didn't ask. Seems more suspicious to bring it up unprompted. An electric coil stick handle. And head. So a different kind of weapon. A little expensive, but seems potentially interesting. Let's try. Well, these are interesting consumables. Temporarily protect current ergo even in death, or protect death ergo when hit. Interesting. That's kind of a cool consumable idea. For someone especially who's having like a hard time, who doesn't have tons of Souls experience and is having a little bit of a harder time staying alive and surviving long enough to get levels and such. Having those not just be rare rings that'll break on you, but just some consumable items you can buy for a little extra insurance if you don't feel safe. That's kind of cool. I feel like this is not a good button to press. But I must. Do I need to actually rest at this to do anything? Maybe. Just making sure. Yeah. Guess I should have figured. Let's go back and get another level or two. We definitely got the... I don't like saying ergo. We got the souls for it. Puppet souls, you know. Do we have cool fidgets on this man? Now that's a thing worth stopping to find out. Come along, young lad. Demonstrate your fidgeting ability. I can forgive you not having it if you don't, because that's not a thing that, like, FromSoft characters never do idle fidgets either. And you are also, like, a robot, technically. So, like, robots don't really fidget. So I think that, like, I can buy into the creative choice of, like, this character is an automaton who does not fidget. It makes honestly more sense that these characters don't than even a lot of Soulsborne characters not having a fidget. I don't think he has one, though. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get one on this one, but that's fine. Honestly, if he did have one, then I was just going to use that as an excuse to jab at Link again. But our boy has been spared. Hey, cat. Investigate. Cat doesn't like us. Fair. Now, come on. Language. What's this? I organized this place according to the rules, so don't touch anything. Okay.
I know my way around a weapon. Want me to look at...
Oh, I have a hidden moonstone now. Well, I know I'm enjoying this one, so let's bump it up. And... it is kind of neat how you can... how they've sort of separated out different aspects of weapons and armor from Souls weapons in this one. Where like, all right, the blade is how you upgrade the damage, the handle is how you upgrade the scaling, and your armor is split into 4 different slots that are basically like literally, here's your physical defense, your status defense, your other defense, and you can upgrade them individually as you desire. Like there's a customizability to that. That's kind of neat. I guess that is like I was saying before, that it didn't feel like, from what little I'd seen, it didn't feel like this game was adding much of its own ideas and creativity to the FromSoft formula. It just felt like it was mixing, like, what if Bloodborne, but also dashes of Sekiro. And it is largely that, but that weapon and armor kind of like upgrading tweak, even though it's still not far off from how Soulsborne games handle them, the way it's presented is just distinct enough that like it feels like, all right, this feels like a kind of its own thing a little bit. I like that. And also in this one, the cats hiss at us instead of snarking at us. Most of the cats in FromSoft games just kind of snark at us. Which is, I guess, not that different from hissing, but feels different.
I'll use my power to help you.
More health. And not enough for more strength yet. That's fine. Well, you know what? Let's use one of our items. So wait, a thing about fidget animations. I came across my favorite one in Assassin's Creed Mirage the other day. When idle on a roof or a tower, sometimes your eagle will come to rest on your arm and stay there with you until you move. That's a good touch. I like that. That's a good idea. So, usable soul item. Let's use 2. Oop, pardon me.
I'll use my power.
There we go. What do you look for more in a non-FromSoft Souls like? Creativity or execution? I think if you're trying to imitate From, I think creativity is literally your only option. I don't think you can out execute FromSoft at their own thing. No other studio has even matched FromSoft at doing their own thing. Like this game and most other Souls, like non-FromSoft Souls games I've seen, can succeed in a variety of ways, but FromSoft's unique blend of strengths is something that I don't think any other studio in the industry has. Like, the setting in this is neat, but the dialogue and lore thus far are not nearly as, like, evocative or fascinating. Or, like, even if I don't think that the text or dialogue in this is written and localized as well as FromSoft stuff is now. Maybe better than in FromSoft's early days, or at least as good, but I don't think you can top From on the level design, sort of like implied story. Just the environmental narrative that they do, and the big evocative stories and art direction, and just like, they're great at that. Good luck beating them at that. But if you come in with some really neat creativity and some neat ideas, or if you just borrow some of the cool design ideas that From has introduced to the scene to do a different thing. Like, I like very much how God of War, the recent God of War games have clearly taken bits and pieces from Souls design to enhance what God of War was. And for the better, I think. I like Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Like, that's another game that it's not a Soulsborne really, but it's borrowed a lot of elements from it to make a neat mix between sort of like the Uncharted cinematic adventure type thing. It's like a hybrid between sort of like an Uncharted cinematic adventure and with a little bit of Metroidvania and a fair amount of Souls design in there. And the combo is really neat. And it's pretty fun. Hello. Complete miss. Disappointing. Rough start to this area. Gracious. Taking these out, and then we're just resetting the zone. That is not an energy we can start a new run on. Go to bed, Yen. There's another guy waiting. There he is. Okay. No. Yeah. Like, I generally find that I am usually not super interested in Soulsborne games that have not come from FromSoft, just because there is something really to... It's not just the high difficulty, it's not just the bleak vibes, it's not just the design of the combat. It is also the, like, their knack for narrative and mood and imagery and like that angle is kind of common across all of their experiences, even the ones like Sekiro that play pretty differently and present themselves somewhat differently. And I find that most other Soulsborne games from any other studio doesn't have that same vibe, even if the play is
I can sense something
similarly interesting.
strange. Jeepers. Is that a butterfly?
The Flare Lord, like, I'm...
Why is the Ergo reacting like that? If you
I-
want to check it out, I can take point.
I do, it is like, on a surface level, it is definitely feeling very similar to FromSoft type stuff, but in all of the dialogue I've heard so far, and in lots of the ways that things are presenting themselves, it is feeling, all of that has thus far to me felt either derivative or not, or just weaker. A lot of the localization of the dialogue is not as well translated, I don't think, or is not as evocative feeling and interesting or cool as a lot of what From does. It's not like this is bad or anything. It's just, it is not capturing my curiosity in the same way. And I don't have the part of that, I think, is that also that From has built up a lot of trust from a lot of past experience with me, to where, like, I have a lot of faith in them and their ability to deliver on that front, which I do not have in most other studios thus far. And it's possible that the studio could develop that trust with me so far, but I've not seen anything that's really suggesting that to me yet. A lot of the play of this, though, is feeling very solid. Like, many of FromSoft's imitators don't manage to make the play click quite as well, and I think that that specific moment-to-moment aspect of combat, of choosing your moment to attack, being careful, like learning your moveset, positioning yourself carefully, I feel like they're getting really, like, darn near on par with From on that specific aspect here. So, like, they're doing some things very well. This butterfly will occasionally appear. Monad's lamp can detect it, lighting up red to point out the location. When the character is near the hiding butterfly, it will appear. After a certain amount of time, the butterfly will disappear into another dimension. Kill it to get useful material. Oh, it's a crystal lizard. Okay. That's all you had to say. I would almost enjoy a mod of this game that literally just has, like, swaps out that entire text box with, hey, it's a crystal lizard, go get it. Warning, petrification disease quarantine zone. No trespassers. Everyone's a patient or a lunatic. Do not speak to them. Hello? It's kind of a big open space. Is this about to be a whole thing? Ah. Hello.
Oh. This must be your first time in the petrification disease quarantine zone. For most people, this is their last stop. me or a good Samaritan for coming all the way here. Kind one, may I ask you a favor? My family took my baby from me and sent me here. They said it was for my own good, but it was heartless just the same. A baby must be with its mother. Please go to Krat City Hall and bring me my baby.
You're very trusting. Like, I say this as a boy in a little sailor school uniform with an enormous sword on his shoulder whom you've never met.
Thank you so much. Kind
I guess
one.
it's slim pickings for options out here.
I can finally see my sweet Elena's face again. Please hurry. Hard scales spreading across my eyes. Before I lose my sight. Please.
She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out? I hope everybody's safe.
There we go. Hello. Yeah, boy. Oh, no. All the way dead. No. Let's try to do better than that. Yeah. That's what I think of your stupid sneak attack. You. I'll take it. Okay, next attempt. Yeah. Not doing as well this time around. Yeah. Oh, I thought I staggered you for a second. I did break your weapon, which is cool. Oh, now you're... quick. Ah, too slow. Darn. Yeah, geez. Ah, my weapon durability is bad. Bad time for that to happen. Closer, though. Let's deploy the Souls strategy. Can't catch me. I'm too fast. Break your darn weapon again. Yeah, there we go. This. Yep, can't get an angle. It's hard to position for those sometimes. Break it. There we go. This time we're getting you. There we go. Ooh, new weapon too. Oh, that reminds me, I actually got a new weapon already. I should try that out. See what it do. Yeah, sort of more of a club. With electricity. Let's test this out. Any volunteers? Seems like it does pretty good. And we open, which, thought this was going to be opening up a shortcut, but no, this looks like it's just back to a different part of the area. Or maybe it was one that I could have reached before that I just didn't happen to go down that path. Hello? Oh. Taking a few more hits than I'd like. Elevator, though, where does that go? Repair? Oh. I thought that meant it wasn't going to work, but nope, seems I fixed it. Just had to smack it a few times, you know. Hey, there's a shortcut. Hi. Whoo, needed that. Two at once, huh? Oh, good. Nope, just the one. That I can deal with. This weapon seems pretty fun. Can't tell if I like it better than my sword, but then my sword is also upgraded once, so... Not the fairest comparison. Nice. That seems important. Maybe I better make sure I'm all done in this area first. Have I tried Steel Rising? Did I? I can't remember if I did. I feel like either I did and just dropped off of it fast, or I just had heard it was not great or something. Can't remember now, though, if I tried it or not. All puppets will be destroyed, says something.
Come out, Geppetto! You've got a lot to answer for!
Hello?
You know what caused the puppet frenzy, don't you? You're their maker, practically their father! You and the alchemist scheming together. Tell me the truth! What's your problem? I'm here for the old man. Get lost. Wait. I know you. Or more like, I know what you are. You're the devil's puppet.
Nope, nothing but real boys here.
Sneak past me. Die!
Sir, I will have you know that puppets are unable to lie. And so if I was a puppet, could I tell you I was a real boy? Nah. Checkmate. Please calm down.
I'll kill you both, then string you up on the bridge.
Yeah. I've been trying to get in my parries, but maybe I should be doing that less.
Cursed puppet! Back again!
Maybe I should be going for, like, backstabs like these and dodging and whatnot. They do seem to work. Yeah, unless you don't dodge very good.
Cursed puppet! Back again!
You interrupted my fancy combo, donkey. Leaving yourself open, dude. Backstabs.
Are you a dream or a nightmare? Stop showing up already.
Hey! I was about to stagger you. Hold still. There we go.
Demanded the truth. Now I feel bad for my comrade.
Finally, we meet, son. It's a dream come true. Seeing you like this. I understand why some people despise me. I invented the puppets after all. I should take responsibility as their maker. But in order for me to do that, I need to take care of the puppets at City Hall. Won't you help me, son? Take this. You'll find it most useful.
I don't know if that's appropriate to give a child, sir. It is a fun new look, though. I mean, a little much, perhaps. You gave me a lot of things at once. What were they all? Hidden Moonstone, Star Fragment Quartz. A tool that can assemble and this I think is new. A tool that can assemble and disassemble a weapon's blade and handle. Weapon assemble is available through Stargazers and Eugenie. When dealing with a non-human enemy, it was necessary to do away with common sense. The workshop and stalkers assembled various blades and handles, focusing on making the greatest weapons. So, okay, I think with this, potentially, we can do more, like, weapon customization and such. The mix and match tool. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's sort of what it seemed like. Neat. Well, let's chat.
I want to hear all about your experiences, but now isn't a good time. Use the Stalker's key to open the bridge door. Then get rid of the frenzied puppets that have seized City Hall. We'll catch up at Hotel Krat when you're done.
Okay. I mean, I might go back there sooner rather than later. I got a lot of puppet souls now. I appreciate the fashion options.
So about that weapon assembly tool you were talking about. If you find any more weapons, let's try using them here.
Why not? Guess we don't have to go back to try that much. Assemble weapons through Eugenie at the hotel or at the Stargazers. Separate your weapons into blade and handle and assemble them into new weapons that match your character's battle style. A weapon's features are decided by the handle and blade combo. So, like... I assume that the handle is kind of bringing the Fable arts to the table? For weapon mixing, the handle will determine the weapon's scaling and attack pattern. The blade will determine base damage, range, and damage type. Oh, I see. Okay. And both the blade and the handle have a Fable art. That makes sense. Okay, thanks for the explanation. That that explains a lot. And the handle also defines the moveset. Yeah, okay, that also makes tons of sense. Oh, we also got a new weapon. From Geppetto Dad. Interesting. So my greatsword blade's definitely my strongest thing right now. I guess I do kind of want to stick with this at the moment, but or at least I want to stick with this handle. Well, this handle is the thing that is going to scale best for me. And the blade is also my best one currently. So it kind of seems like the ones to stick with at the moment, but I am intrigued by... Like, this electric coil stick head has been pretty fun. Mismatching the type has negative bonus and some speed penalties. Oh, there's like a lot of depth in this. Like, this is neat. This feels like a, okay, here's this studio bringing some of their own neat ideas to the space. I'm all for that. Even if it seems perhaps beneficial for me to not fiddle with my weapon just yet. You'll want an advanced handle if you want a weapon doing enemy energy damage of some type. Okay, good to know. Let's check in with you real quick.
I know my way around a weapon.
So I've got another moonstone that I could upgrade one of these with. This one's half physical attack, half electric blitz attack, which is neat. It has a Fable art that greatly increases electric blitz attack temporarily, which is also cool. Different energies better for different types of foes. Electric goods against puppets, which makes total sense. Can you upgrade the handle instead of the blade? Yes, though I've not done any of that yet. So upgrading the handle is sort of like defining the scaling of it. I don't have any of the crank tools you need to do that. So yeah, I guess you can't like upgrade the handle per se. You can change the handle to potentially be something more beneficial to you. Shift a handle from scaling to whatever its current scaling is to scaling more in strength or motivity or whatever the thing is that I'm better statted for right now. Stuff like that, which is neat. Might hang on to the Hidden Moonstone for keeping this greatsword going for now, though I am tempted to bump up the coil stick head here. I guess it's not a huge leap in damage. Well, it's an extra 10. That's actually pretty substantial. Yeah, I'll leave him be for now, but this is cool. I could see this being very worth tinkering with later. All right, we're not going to stream tons longer, but let's get some levels and then dip just a little bit into the next area a bit. Okay. Yeah, why not? Let's jingle it up a bit. A lot. All right, City Hall. Do your worst. Or don't. I mean, honestly, you could be chill too, and that'd be fine. In some ways, preferable. I know there's been a lot of conversation happening in chat around sort of like the pros and cons of FromSoft style, really Souls style storytelling that is very vague, and this is a dangerous place to be. Very dangerous. Got in over my head. That is very like storytelling that is very vague and leaving a lot of gaps, and you kind of having to piece things together. And I think it is a difficult style of narrative to do well. I think that FromSoft is especially good at it, better than most other game studios who've attempted it. But like, as much as I love Hollow Knight, I don't find, like, Hollow Knight does a kind of similar way of building its world and telling stories, and I don't find it as, like, I enjoy Hollow Knight and its story well enough, but I don't find its lore or world or mysteries nearly as interesting as your average Souls or Elden Ring, or just FromSoft story. And there are a lot of other games that try to sort of traffic in a similar sort of just very vague, mysterious space that just don't do enough to make that mystery engaging, or don't do enough to make me curious enough to want to do the archaeology myself. But the benefit can be that it's a story that doesn't demand your attention if you're not here to engage in that. You can absolutely enjoy any one of the Soulsborne games from FromSoft without bothering with the story at all if you don't want to, which has its strengths. It's not demanding your time and attention if you're not here for it. And I also rather like that it is not... It is a thing which invites curiosity and interpretation, but their stories are not really built to be... They don't have a correct single solution that you are meant to reach. Which is what makes them interesting to explore and talk about and discuss. You can kind of there's enough space left over with some things that you can kind of choose the interpretation and the version of the story that is most interesting to you. That's different. That's a different kind of thing. Archaeology does feel like the right term for it, Artista. Like, that is sort of like the narrative appeal of a FromSoft story, which is a fundamentally different approach to crafting a narrative, like I don't really know what the right term for it is, like between story, narrative, lore. There's a bit of all of that in FromSoft stuff, but like it is taking a different approach that is not inherently better or worse than a more directly just told story. But it is a unique kind of narrative experience that is... It is like archaeology in a similar way where, like, you're not going to get perfect, complete information digging through old ruins either. You've just got to find as much information as you can and come up with your best theory. And when they've done as good a job as they generally do at creating a really evocative, fascinating setting with like a lot of pieces that seem to fit together in interesting ways, and like places that you can arrive at and tell that, boy, something happened here. That can be very interesting to try to start to understand. And the nice part of it is you can dig in about as deep as you want and then decide when you're ready to stop. There are some lore folk who dive.
Oh, no. No survivors here. What do we do? Just give her that baby puppet?
I guess. I don't want it. Like, there are some lore folk who dive way deeper into Souls and Elden Ring than I am interested in going. They're layering theories upon theories upon theories, and at a certain point, that's more than I need. But the game provides you enough fodder to be able to do that, which is pretty cool. All right. Yeah, actually, I like that's a nice touch. Them just showing you like, hey, here's where to take this item. It was this one. This is the one you're looking for. Pardon me, pardon me. Fake child to deliver. You all understand. Pardon me. I think I've gone to... no. No, it is the place.
Sense her from miles away. Oh, my sweet Elena. Please let me hold her.
Please do. I don't want this.
There, my baby. I missed you so much. What do you think? Isn't my baby adorable?
You know what? Let's lean into human.
That's right, kind one. You've granted me my only wish. My sweet Elena. We're going to be happy now.
Ma'am, can I go?
Thank you so much kind one. Please accept my heartfelt gratitude.
And a record. Records you obtain while playing the game can be used at the gramophone of the hotel. You can listen to music on the records to obtain humanity. That works in real life, too. Where... Ah, I see. There we go. Neat. What was the other thing, though? The feel thing. That wasn't the... Oh, okay, so that just was the record. Got it. Neat. Well, let's go back to the hotel, then. Check out the gramophone. I should also say, I've been praising FromSoft's narrative work a lot here, and I do think they are extremely good. Like, From also misses. Like, there are lots of stories and characters and plot threads in their games that are underbaked or don't really go anywhere or just don't have enough meat on the bone to really give you much to think about or consider. There are some character names that like pop up a few times, but not nearly enough places to formulate a decent theory or ideas that I find more or less interesting. Like, they've got lots of little stories and characters and aspects and angles in their worlds, and some of it's more interesting than others. So even they don't nail it all the time. Oh, does the Pocket Watch warp you back at any time? Oh, okay, so that's what that one does. I didn't realize that the Pocket Watch lets you warp back without, like, dying. Madam, show me to the gramophone. Ah, I found it. Never mind. This place could use some better mood music. Play. A song that quietly comforts the dark. I'll be the judge of that.
Close your eyes. Come to me.
That's much better.
Feel alright. Just dance with me all through the night. Turn it out.
Much better indeed.
Close to you.
It's a good way for them to use their setting too.
I feel good.
Like, From can't do that in their settings, really. Firelink Shrine should not have a gramophone. Feels fitting in this setting, though.
I feel good. Just want your step with
So hey, I did find Geppetto.
me. You make me feel
People have no idea so many secrets are buried in Krat. Thanks for keeping me company. What are you curious about?
Nothing. Hope this song's stream safe. Well, seems like a nice stopping point anyway. I had fun getting a little further in. Was this open before? Might have been. No, it's like a practice area. Nice.
I feel good.
But yeah, let's wind down a bit. I feel like I got a lot of people to thank. Here, let's shift into wind down mode. Hang on a second. Closing the game out. The music's very pretty, but also very distracting. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, thank you all for joining me today. Tonight. It's probably today for some of you. And thanks again to the lot of you who have subscribed or resubscribed. I should read back through some of those. Can I make some of them pop back up? Hang on, I bet I could. So, like, if I hit this button, what would it do? We're gonna do a test. Hey, cool, I can make those pop back up. It's kind of nice. I guess it plays the sound as well. Well, here, I can turn the sounds off. It's a neat sort of way that I can, like, read back through these and give them a little shout out and thanks and such. That's nice. So yeah, let me go ahead and say thanks to some folks. Like that, yes. I don't get to attend these often because you go live at 4 a.m., but I guess insomnia happens sometimes. You made the night a lot more bearable than it would have been otherwise. Well, I'm sorry you were awake at that hour, but glad you were here. Yeah, sorry this is one of the few times that I can realistically stream a lot of the times lately. It's not a convenient hour for most. Someday, I am hoping to eventually go kind of more full-time doing the YouTube and Twitch thing, at which point streaming more regularly will be much easier, and that'd be pretty fun. I have no idea how far off that future is, but it's kind of the destination I'd love to shift to. Imagine actually getting to, like, play through games all the way on streams instead of just, like, sort of dabbling. But yeah, let me just rattle off all the people I want to say thank you to for all the subscribing and resubscribing. Like Walu and Eterna GM, Office969, Shengraph, Malcroth, Lord Trident, Naruhoodie, Visiting from the VODs, New Brain, Evil Bacchus, give me a username. Falca, Chroma Capybara, Thanosi gifting 2 subs, and then 2 more. I guess this is why I should shout them out as they happen, because then y'all start getting up to some nonsense and I don't see it happening. You can get away with anything if I'm not paying attention. You need supervision. Anyway, thank you also, Chroma Capybara, at Midnight Skyus, and Super Jaws. Judica Fortis for gifting a sub. You're hype trading again? Hey, but I'm just starting to read. I was just catching up. Ed is everywhere. Shiki R1. Roguelink. Ratstronomer. Mamadashi gifting a sub, thank you. Blind Play, Smug Rainbow Pony. Namtams. Vendrelon, Arc Flash Hazard, Baru and Me, Sir Him, It's Viera. It's Viera was rated as well. As did, who was the other person who rated? Way earlier on in the stream. I'll find your name, hold on. So much activity was happening. Centipur, there you are, that was the name. Rubik Darkwill, King Carnage, Kool-Aid, Moon Decay, Kandarian. And now we're getting into the ones that just started. Vanya Loswin, thank you for 14 months. And Still Octahedron, 11 months from you. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. You're all too kind. Any thoughts or plans on Super Crazy Rhythm Castle? I'm not familiar, but Googling Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. I will investigate, because I've not encountered it yet, but screenshots look entertaining. But I think that is going to be it from me. I'm going to be winding down a bit and chilling. Is anyone still on? Oh, Will's on. Will's on and chilling out with some Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, which is a good chill vibe. That seems like the perfect energy to shift to. Lies of P directly into Plastic Duck Simulator. That's a real shot chaser. But thank you all very much for joining. Thank you everyone for the subs and resubs and gift subs and bits and all that stuff. It's been fun hanging out and chatting. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. And I'll see y'all over at Will's in just a little bit. How many ducks do you think he has? I'm going to guess... I'm going to guess like 25 ducks. Let's see if I'm right. 25 ducks. Let's find out. Go!